Hey, what's up you guys? We are back with another exciting deck profile video. If you liked the video intro, it was made by my friend. I'll have his YouTube in the description below. Also, if you're new to the channel, we have a Discord, and if you'd like to join it, it's also in the description below. Today we're going over Cooler, the red Janemba. Basically, he's going to mill you out and also neg all your opponent's battle cards to 0. Cooler Revenge transformed, a really fun leader to play. Every time you get to neg one of your opponent's battle cards, you get to draw and mill them, and also when he attacks, you draw. It's basically going to be the whole gimmick of the deck, but you don't have to mill them to win. He's actually a very good mid-range deck where you can attack with a lot of attackers. You're going to be playing a lot of stuff during your opponent's turn, and counter-playing, counter-attacking, and all of that. So we're going to start off with the first card that we're running. I run 2 Broly Crown of Retributions. I actually run 2 in the side as well, but we're not going to be going over the side. If your leader card is red, when you play this card from your hand, if your opponent has 2 or more energy in active mode, they get to reveal your hand, and you get to choose a 20k power or less and put it in the drop area. So basically, if they have 2 energy open, you play this and bait out a counterplay. If they don't counterplay you, then you get to look at their hand and get rid of them and punish them for not doing anything. And then also he's a 5k, so he's a combo piece for later. Then we're running 3 of the Gohan the Avengers. He's actually a 2 cost during your opponent's turn. He's a counter attack, so you're going to pay 2, play him, and choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards and give it -10 for the turn. That'll activate your leader effect to mill them, and then it'll also give you a draw off of your leader. And then he's also a 20k 4 cost, so you're going to get to attack with a 20k if you want to be aggro. And he's also a 0-5k, so really easy to combo with. Next, we're running Mach Speed Kyoken Son Goku. He's very good. He's a 3 cost, but he comes in for 2 if you have a multicolored card in your energy, which we will. He's going to counterplay play this card. When you play this card, which you can play during your opponent's turn too for this effect, choose one of your opponent's battle, or play during your turn for the effect. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets -10 for the turn. Then if it's your opponent's turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets -5 for the turn. So this guy's going to actually mill your opponent twice and draw you for 1. And he's a 15k, and he's also a 0-5k for combo piece, so also a really good staple for this deck. Our unisons are, we're running 2 of the Sin Shenrons. You're not going to get him off as often just because he's a 3 cost, but you run them just in there for the +1 effect, where you can choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and they get -15, so you'll make them mill 2. Also, all your battle cards can attack, all your red cards can attack your opponent's battle cards in active mode. You're not going to really use that effect for the most part, but it is good to have. And then for the -2 effect, you basically get to do the Crown of Retribution. Choose a battle card with 25 power or less and discard it. And then for the unison, you're probably going to play really early on. When this card attacks, add a marker to it and choose one of your opponent's battle cards and give it -5 for the turn. Every time he attacks, you're going to make the mill 1, and then you can also do a -1 to choose one of your red battle cards or leader cards and it gets +5 for the turn. So if you're going for a kill, go ahead and give this guy a -1 to buff one of your guys for free. This is going to get off your unison, which will allow you to play your Wolfang Fist. This is going to be a free counter attack for you when you have a red unison out. That's going to neg them by 15, ignoring barrier. Ignoring barrier, guys. That's really important. And that's also going to make them mill. Basically everything in this deck either mills stuff for your opponent, draws you cards, or does that for you. This is going to be free if you have a unison, so you can tap out and save this in your hand to neg them and mill them and draw. Also, you're going to get to run 3 of the Frieza's Death Embrace. This is going to be your just pay it for 1 draw card. Most of the time they won't counterplay it just because it's a 1 cost that draws you a card. But your activate battle, you can pay as many energy as you want. Choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards and it gets -10,000 power for each energy you paid. You can take them from a 100,000 power card and bring them down to a 0 if you had 10 energy, but like basically just any amount of energy you want to pay, they get -10, and that'll mill them every time you do that and draw the first time. Combo attack Cooler, really fun to use him. He's going to recycle your pieces that you have on the field You're going to pay 1 during battle, choose 1 red or blue Frieza clan card other than him, and return it to its owner's hand to play this card. So you're going to return your Frieza's Death Embrace, you're going to return any card but Combo Attack Cooler, you're going to return the super combos, or not the super combos, the red blue coolers, and you're going to also return the Friezas. Basically any of the Frieza clan, pay 1, bring him in, and then he's also a free rival essentially whenever you attack with him. So he's really good. And these are all 0.5k still. Beerus Divine Obliterator, obviously because you're running multicolor, you're going to get to untap your energy and save yourself. And you can honestly tap out most of the time, and just because you can use Beerus and untap your energy during their turn. You don't have to worry about your energy too much. And when you do that, you actually can bring out one of these lovely cooler Tyrannical Assaults. He's a rival for 1. He is double strike, and then also when you play him, he automatically mills 1. Then choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and give them -10 for the duration of the turn. So you can basically mill 3 with this card and draw 1 off of your leader. And he's a 20k double strike, one of the best cards in the deck. Make sure you run him. And then I'm also running 3 of the Frieza rival cards from the new set. He's a blocker that comes in, also an arrival for 2. When you play it, your opponent mills 2, and then you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and give it -5. So then you also get to mill them again. So it's also a mill 3, but it's a 19k blocker, and you get to neg something by 5. So that's always good. Next up, we're running 3 combination attacks. I use these basically just to bounce a 5 cost or less and untap 1 when they basically commit really hard to a card that's 5 cost or less with an attack. I'll just pay 2, bounce it back to their hand, and then they combo it out for no reason. It's really good just because it's activate battle. It can get rid of some trouble cards that you didn't necessarily have the negs for. Next, we're running 4 Sensu Beans because it untaps energy and gives you +5, which is obviously really good. Also, we're running 3 Whis' Coercion. You could run more. I'm only running 3 just because the deck's really tight. Obviously, negate the attack, choose up 20 energy, switch to act mode. You're going to untap one of your multicolored energies. We're running 4 of the Mecha Friezas. Honestly, you can play it, or you could use it for the energy exhaust. You're going to get it for the energy exhaust just because you want some active blue-red energies, but then also you can play it and choose up to 1 of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards and gets -5 for the duration of the battle, which will also set off your leader. So it's you can use it for either way. And if you do play it, you can return it to your hand with Combo Attack Cooler, so don't worry about not having it in your hand after that. Next up, we're running 2 full power 100% Overdrive Friezas. He's a triple strike. When you attack, he chooses all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and they get -30,000 for the turn. So if they have a bunch of battle cards on the field, you are going to mill them every single battle card that they have and basically board wipe all of them. And then on top of that, when the power of one of your opponent's battle cards is decreased, your opponent places 2 cards on the top of the deck in the drop area. So it literally multiplies your mill by 3. And if you attack with him and even hit 2 cards, they're going to mill 6. So that's really big for milling with this. It's going to basically win you the game if they don't stop this in some type of way. And this is the one of secret rare that we're running, because you can only run 1 secret rare. He can't attack if you have 12 or more cards in your drop area, which with all the stuff you're comboing and using, you should get off relatively easy. Reduce it by 5, which it becomes a 5 cost, just like Frieza, which we're both hard casting. You're going to bring him in. Choose one. Choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. Warp them. That can come in handy if you don't have anything to neg them all. Or you can send the top 7 cards of your opponent's deck to the warp and draw 2. Drawing is always nice, and you're going to mill them for 7. Or choose 4 cards in your opponent's hand and send them to your warp. You can make their hand basically non-existent. So, basically overall, you're going to be very board control, and you're going to also control their deck by throwing things in their drop area. And I know you're thinking, what about the Vegex players? Well, the Vegex players, you're going to actually make them mill so much that they're going to have to put their deck back into their or their drop area back into their deck, and it's going to turn off their super combos. And sure, they get to mill again and get their guys out, but you want to have their guys on the board so that way you get off your effects to neg them again and you get to draw. So they're just literally playing into your, they're going to let you get off your skills a lot easier. So I don't have an issue running against Vegex decks. So just as long as you don't change your playstyle against it, you should do pretty well against it. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell so that way you can get notifications whenever I post new videos. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day and hope you enjoyed. Bye.